We're here with Mary Beth Liccioni of Les Nomades of Chicago. Mary Beth, I understand you recently had your beautiful floors here refinished.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that experience?
It was actually quite good experience. I hesitated for a long time, for years in fact, because I didn't know what it would entail. It takes weeks to dry, but the technique they used was done they came when we wanted them to come. They finished and worked very cleanly and they took care of everything.
Doing the floors at any business establishment, especially a restaurant where there's a fair amount of foot traffic, can be very disruptive. So you're telling me it was not disruptive at all?
No.
How so? When did they come?
They came, we happened to have 2 days closed. A lot of restaurants don't do that, and they had suggested doing it overnight, which they typically do for restaurants, because restaurants, most of them are open 7 days a week. We're closed Sunday and Monday, so I suggested that they start on a Sunday early in the morning, and then work the full day, come back the next day, and that's how they were able to do it, and worked out very well.
How soon were you able to put your furniture back in place?
Immediately.
So it was back when you came?
Yes, because of the technique.
Wow.
Yes, it's very new technique that seals the floors immediately with the light.
Another thing I want to ask you about is fumes. I had some floors refinished recently in my home. It was a little bit smelly for a couple of days.
No, there was
We had to run fans, and so none of that. No fumes.
The first application, you get some little bit of a smell. It was not horribly offensive, but it went away immediately. The next day, you wouldn't know there had been that work done.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Well, tell us a little bit about your restaurant.
It was established in 1978 by a gentleman originally from Yugoslavia who was a restaurateur in Chicago as well as in New York. And he started Les Nomades as a private dining club. He retired in 1993, and I was invited to, if I was interested in taking over the restaurant, which we did, and so we've been here since 1993. Building that was built about 1895. The floors that are here are not the original. These floors were installed in the 70s, and we have maintained them, but we've never had them refinished until recently.
Right. What was the maintenance like before?
We vacuumed and we used a floor polisher.
How often?
Every day.
Every day.
And a couple of times a year we would clean them with turpentine and some kind of oil.
A little smelly.
Yeah. And but it was. I think now the floors are cleaner because we vacuum and then we go over it just with a little soft mop for any kind of, it's a restaurant, so if something had gotten on the floor, we're able to take it up immediately, but the floors are definitely cleaner. Because I think our maintenance before, where we were using the floor polisher, actually rubbed in some of the dirt, foot traffic dirt, and or things on people's feet from the kitchen. So this is cleaner, it's more sanitary. It's been sealed. We can maintain it much more easily with vacuum and a damp mop for, just to keep it nice and spotless.
Excellent.
And it doesn't, we don't get any scuff marks on it. And I'm very happy with it.
Sounds great.
Yes.
And how was the crew from Ridgefield? Were they courteous
wonderful.
and
they were very courteous,
knowledgeable? And
they were very knowledgeable, and I was very impressed with. They seemed to be passionate about what they were doing as well.
That's nice too.
Right. I think they were.
So, do you think you'd recommend these folks to others?
Yes, most definitely.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.